Hello, and welcome to hashtag reHip. This is the show where I rip my body apart to say the word hashtag.
Sorry, what was that word one more time?
Hashtag. And I'm trying to be serious.
Why is it called hashtag reHip?
Because we're hip.
Yeah!
And this is a new thing. For those of you who have stuck with us for a while, and of course anyone joining us now, I guess, too, we're going to be covering the Obi-Wan limited series week to week like this. New release day and all. It's going to be a big fun old time.
I'm so excited.
Yes, for those of you that don't know, for some reason, there's a new show on Disney Plus, a new Star Wars show
called...
There's a
new Star Wars show?
Wow.
I didn't know that.
Yes, it's called Obi-Wan Kenobi. I thought it should just be called Kenobi, but there's probably going to be some cheesy thing by the end where, no, my name's not Ben, my name's Obi-Wan. And then someone on Tatooine is going to say, hey, Ben, and he's going to go, hi. And that will undo all the development on the outside, but not on the inside.
Because that's where it counts.
Yeah, but Obi-Wan Kenobi, 6 episodes, right?
6 episodes.
Wait. You say that, but this isn't a Marvel show, so...
Yeah, why is it only 6? Come on, guys.
That should be 7.
No. I mean, the undoing the character
I just have a feeling because it's a set point. Like, we know he can't die. And he can't have, like, an entire limb removed.
He has to.
Because
he
has
also
to
has to
Alec
go back
Guinness.
to being called Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like, it's just, there's only so much you can do without changing things because he has to line up with Alec Guinness in A New Hope.
Mm-hmm.
But the first episode, first two episodes. Yep, but today we're talking about the first one.
Yes.
Which is called Part 1.
Yeah, I kind of
very original name.
See, you say that, but a lot of shows just do Part 1, Part 2, or like Chapter 1, Chapter 2. A lot of shows don't do names.
I don't mind. I feel like when you...
Boba Fett only did Chapter 1.
Mm-hmm. I feel like when you name the episodes, like, you try to think too much into the title. So I like them not really...
Yeah. The greatest title in TV history is on Lost, and it's in season 4 or 5, and it's Some Like It Hoth. where Hurley's going to make sure George Lucas writes Empire because they're in the past. So he's like writing the script from them.
Oh my God. Anyway.
So we watched the episode and we're going to talk about it. And
thoughts.
And Dickey is going to start.
Because I have a lot of thoughts.
Well, unload on us.
Guys, this is a good show. Okay, really quick. Obviously, for those that are watching, spoilers. We're talking about this episode. So
yes, Jake has actually watched the show that he's going to spoil.
massive spoilers. Because
I feel so privileged.
Well, you want to know what the best thing about this that I thought? In none of the trailers. Did they show Leia in any of the trailers?
No.
That was the best kept secret in Star Wars history.
Was brilliant. As soon as they showed her getting dressed, I'm like, is that? No. Is it? No.
Oh, we knew it was going to get
ears.
like this. We knew it.
Recorder.
He didn't. It's like a woodwind when someone's just learning how to play the clarinet.
Recorder.
I couldn't help it.
Clarinets have more of a squeak.
I got so excited. I got so excited when I saw little Leia. And like, honestly, I could give a... What's the word I want? I could care less right now about Luke. I don't care about him anymore. I want to see where Obi-Wan and Leia happen. I thought every interaction between them was perfect.
They didn't have any interaction in the first episode. That's what we're talking about. Is the first episode.
Do you know the difference in the episodes? Sorry, people. If you didn't watch episode
my goodness,
2,
we apologize to the hashtag fans.
Gosh, why do we do this?
I thought.
Why do we have you talk?
So in the first, I tried to work my brain because I watched them in the same sitting. Obviously,
do I need to summarize the first episode?
So the first one, that's okay. About the first episode that I loved. Who's the Grand Inquisitor's under person? What was her name again?
Was it like Reva or something?
Reva.
Isn't that a country
I just
singer?
call her third sister.
She was fantastic. I thought she was so intimidating, and her dead set again and Obi-Wan. I'm like, obviously she didn't sound like that, but
I don't know. She sounded kind of like that.
Like that's probably
Same
one of my
pitch.
favorites.
Yeah.
parts of the episode.
Just like you. She sounds a lot like you when she said that.
I guess I did a good job.
Keep going. No.
Yes, but and so I remember sitting down watching this. I was really excited, and for a second I was like, it would be really cheesy if they did this, but I would kind of be into it if his first lines were "Hello there," and I'm glad they didn't. But again, I like in the back of my head, I'm like, that kind of could have.
That would have just made the show a meme.
That's the thing is like they would have had to like walk that line.
And he's sad in the first episode.
He is, which
sad. Is that really inaccurate?
Sorry,
emote.
He's depressed,
but
he's beaten.
Is
down.
that even really an accurate emote?
He's defeated.
Yes, that's a good one.
Which you mentioned that, and that's what I thought was another fantastic part is showing
he's sad,
showing the flashbacks,
defeated,
and showing like him remembering like his
flashback
brother Anakin getting chopped down, and like just like the scene where he was laying in bed.
Who chopped him down?
Obi-Wan, obviously.
Yeah. He diced him up like with a Ginsu knife, basically.
And everything about him laying in bed doing that I thought was fantastic. And we got to see I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm very excited. Obviously, I thought episode 2 was episode 1. But we got to see Uncle Owen.
Played by
Joel Edgerton, baby. And he was fantastic in this. I liked it. Was like,
he's much bigger now than he was. Episode 2 and 3.
He absolutely is.
Not that he's giant, because I bet you there's plenty of people when you mention that name like, who? Oh, I know who it is. It's just.
But it's definitely a bigger name now than when they first filmed this. But that's
Jimmy Smits.
Jimmy Smits. I love Jimmy Smits. Say, let's bring him back, baby. Let's go. Oh my gosh. I really liked it. So really quick before I say too much other things, I have 1 or 2 negatives. This was. I know. Okay.
Dickey has negatives.
It wasn't perfect. I really, really liked it, but I didn't think it was perfect. And you want to know the big issue that I had with it? The Grand Inquisitor. I didn't think he was very intimidating. I liked the actual dialogue. I liked the words that were said, but I think the way that the actor Rupert Friend, I think is his name, it just didn't do it for me. And I don't know if that's on purpose. Like if they wanted to make him.
Is that supposed to be the same character from Rebels
I don't know
season
if that's
1?
The same exact.
Because I think it's
character.
Jason Isaacs, that Inquisitor in Rebels, and Jason Isaacs is awesome. So maybe that's why. If it's the same character, I'm just saying. I know
that people online were freaking out about
an episode thing that happens in episode 2.
No.
Yeah.
Well, yes, but I'll talk about that some other time.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
People online were freaking out about his head not being the same size of what it was in Rebels. So from that,
we need to dunk Rupert Friend's head in cold water for like a year. just let it. I'm gonna wait till you finish pouring that before I make you laugh. Because your phone's right there, your laptop is right there. It's gonna be a dew shower.
Sponsored by Diet Mountain Dew.
We're not sponsored.
It's
sorry, it's hashtag not sponsored.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Okay, hashtag continue.
Jared's hashtag in pain.
Hashtag kill me. Okay, so that's one negative is you just didn't like him.
I did not think he was.
I thought I was.
You didn't think he had the gravitas that he should have had.
The presence.
Yes. The presence. Yes, but it would, and again, that's where in my mind I'm back and forth as to if that was on purpose or not, because
I think it was.
They're building up Reva to be the main villain, not him. So if that was on purpose, then I guess.
Well, I would think that Darth Vader is the main villain.
The thing is, I don't think Darth Vader is. I think Darth Vader is going to be he's going to be there. Obviously, he's going to be there. I think he's
going to be there.
Vader's just vibing to the back, just dancing or whatever. I don't know. But yeah, I don't think he's gonna. I think he's gonna be a major thing for Obi-Wan to get over, but I don't think he's gonna be the main villain per se. But
it's hard to say that when he is the main villain of that arc of the story.
The movies, but that's where I think this has to be a little bit different. I mean, that's where I'm getting reasons.
Yeah, but like in all Star Wars lore, it's like once you hit that point where Anakin becomes Vader, he is the main villain. Like even Emperor Palpatine is not really the main villain.
He's kind of just the man behind it, like the actual.
It's Vader that we're looking to defeat. It's Vader that we're looking to change. It's Vader that has any kind of connection to the rest of the characters. So it's hard to. I see what you're saying, but it's hard to sit at that and look at it and say, "There's no way." He's not going to be the main villain, because he at least has to have a big presence, because he is a big presence.
That's the thing is, okay, really quick. I know we were talking about this before we went on air. I adore, obviously prequels suck, but I adored.
Could you say that again?
The prequels suck.
That felt good.
Hashtag sucked.
If you guys like them, more power to whoever's watching that likes them, but I despise them.
I have a lot of younger friends that are starting to like it. It's like a hipster, rejuvenation.
It really is, which is very interesting. But when
they're aging like Gouda cheese.
I do like Gouda cheese.
They started the whole liking bad movies trend.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say is like the flat, like the little very intro of like what like the recently happened thing. Like that's kind of like what they were like saying with prequels. Like I'm like, damn, they were like. I think the crux of this show is like what you're saying, going to be Obi-Wan dealing with Anakin, coming to grips with what happened with him, and trying to move on from that.
I mean, it would have to be. It's the most interesting thing about his character at that point.
So yeah, I'm very excited to see where that goes. But okay, so anyway,
for the other negative.
Yeah. So that was the main one. The only other one that was iffy to me was the. And I know that this feels like a nitpick, but when I was first watching this, I was kind of laughing at it. Then tell me they're just mining meat off of a giant carcass and it's not spoiled. It's in the middle of the desert.
Hey, man.
Okay.
All Star Wars lore out of the universe,
the
and you
dumbest,
stupidest
stuff
you pick
in this dumb, stupid universe. You're complaining about meat.
To be fair, there's probably a lot of salt in the earth there. In fact, we know that there is because of the spice trade that they portray in Boba Fett and Mandalorian.
Okay.
Probably preserves it, or at least that would be the excuse.
Okay.
Also, why does it matter?
It doesn't matter at all.
It'd be like jerky.
I know.
Let's talk about an even further nitpick. What is that aardvark walking thing? What does that feel like when he's eating out of his hand?
That's very. Although I did think it was very like. Oh my god! It just shows how caring and loving Obi-Wan is. Like every day, he took a little piece home and fed it to his.
See, is that caring and loving, or is this? I don't want my animal to die halfway home.
I think it's
probably
just him being nice.
Probably he needs to feed it, and he doesn't want to pay.
Well, yeah, that's fair.
That's probably what it is.
It's probably meant to portray how loving he is and how caring he is.
Yeah,
that he still has some humanity left in him.
Well, and I was also like, so you mentioned that, and that makes me think how much I love that. In my mind, they could not do what I'm thinking, and it'd be okay. But I want them to end the series right before
he feeds it again.
No,
right before it dies.
He
then he dies because he had to leave and he can't feed it anymore.
And then he has to get inside it because he thinks it smells bad on the outside.
God. It's not as cold. It's not as cold as #Hoth, okay? So
we gotta get out of sandstorm. Hello.
I mean,
I just can't believe you finally have like actual negatives to say about something that could be like valid, and one is like a preference, and the other one is just like how is their meat on a dead carcass that's still good. It's like.
I know it's a nitpick.
I love to read your college essays. I'm really interested to see what stupid thing.
Make a whole series about that.
We just read Dickey's comments.
No. Anyway. I was just gonna say I really like that they're leading into him being Hermit Ben, because that's where we knew him from episode 4, and he's living in a cave, and I
pretty nice cave.
All
things considered.
It does have a lot of electronics necessary to living.
And you know who you mentioned that? The little Jawa. I loved that interaction. It's like,
that was funny. If I wanted to buy my own parts, why do you even bother stealing them?
No, it was them. Yeah, if you're gonna steal my parts and sell them back to me, can you at least clean them? It's cleaning's extra.
I know. That's what
That was funny.
Oh my god! I don't know why. Like I said, my brain's jumbled right now because I'm just so excited. You know what else kicked major butt that I thought was one of
Flea.
That was episode 2, buddy.
No, he's in the first episode.
Was he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They kidnapped Leia in the first episode.
They did.
That's Flea.
Yeah.
It showed the back of his head, and I go,
okay,
who is this? And they showed his face. Hey, it's Flea.
Literally, like, no, the way it happened is when me and Sarah were watching it, okay? I'm like, who is that? And she's like, that's Flea. I'm like, what? Like,
what, you didn't watch Baby Driver?
Where's Flea in this?
Flea's in Baby Driver. He's in Back to the Future, the second and third ones. He's Needles.
Oh my gosh. I forgot about that.
And he's also in the Wild Thornberries.
I'm guessing he's just a big Star Wars fan. That's kind of why he wanted to be in this. I don't.
Disney knocks on your door and says, hey, we'll pay you to be in a Star Wars show with Obi-Wan Kenobi. Do you say no?
Exactly.
I mean, to be fair, while we were watching the second episode this afternoon, we were talking about what's the likelihood that the Qui-Gon that Liam Neeson's actually going to be in it.
I think he's absolutely going to pop up.
Even if it's just like one scene.
Legitimately, I think there's like a 90% chance that he pops up in this.
I mean, they hid Leia from us, so what else have they? Else are they hiding?
Exactly.
Also,
Jar
how
Jar.
do they manage to hide that, but they can't hide that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire
coming back
being Spider-Man?
Did they have meat in New York in those movies? Was there a dead carcass in the middle of the city?
Okay, to be fair to Dickey's point, I looked at that meat and like I think I said
you thought it was bread.
Yeah, no, I didn't say. Did I say bread or was I?
You said bread.
Did I say bread?
Yes.
Okay. I did. It didn't look like the texture of meat.
Yes, the rare bread beast. They rip fully cooked bread off of his dead body.
Hashtag bread beast. Let's get it going, guys. Hashtag bread beast.
I was also wondering if it was spice, just like packed.
It's just.
But I didn't really.
It's edible spice. They turned spice into edibles.
They did it in Dune.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where Star Wars gets its spice.
Yeah.
Everyone borrows from Dune.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone does.
Okay, but really quick, before we went on that sidetrack about it.
Oh, you want to hear our thoughts finally, Mr. Talk for 20 minutes?
Can I get one more thing out that I want to hear, guys?
Literally 20 minutes. Wow.
Proceed.
The new score. John Williams' score that he came back to write.
That was new?
Was it?
It didn't sound new to me.
That's the thing is, I thought it sounded very...
You were right in thinking that he's a bigger Star Wars fan than us.
I am. I'm a massive Star Wars fan. But like it sounded very of like the classic trilogy, but still new enough. Like I thought it was just it perfectly sat on that line where it was just like they could have just brought back the same old music and it would have been good. But the fact that he came back to write a new score for this character, I adored it and I thought it fit in perfectly. Okay, my thoughts.
He probably just needed to pay for his new house.
Probably. Although I think that man has a lot of money, so I don't
He's probably going to die this decade.
No, don't say that.
That's what's really sad because he's old.
There's a lot of people that are probably going to die this decade.
Yeah.
Really,
we've already lost a lot of people this year.
Yeah.
That's going to be a really sad that he would lose John Williams.
Yeah.
Anyway, on a little bit of a happier note, I would love to hear what you guys thought about.
There I was the other night, and I'm sitting on my couch, and I'm starting the episode. I'm excited. You know, as I should be. Ewan McGregor's coming back as Obi-Wan. And then I saw the full title was Obi-Wan Kenobi. I go, I wouldn't have done that. Whatever.
Yeah.
And then it came to just a couple parts in this episode where I looked up at the TV. I smiled. I let out a big sigh. And I said, Star Wars is stupid. And I love it. Because up until this past year, I never really thought about it that way. Star Wars is really stupid, and I love it. It's
is the right
stupid.
It's stupid. It is one of the stupidest things, and I love it for that. I have never
explained that reasoning to me.
There's so much ridiculous stuff going on. There's so much, and it's so serious about it, which is the best part, because so many things are winking at the camera these days.
Yes.
Trust me when I say this is a horribly stupid franchise that does a lot of silly things with silly names and silly looking things, and I love it for that. There's so much dialogue in the show that is so goofy. And everything Reva says is making me laugh. Obi-Wan's dream with the montage from the prequels made me laugh. This show is funny. That's not bad. It's good. I thought it was going to be a serious show. I think we were talking earlier, like we thought this could be much more serious and internal.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's just goofy. And I love it for that. This is fun.
It is fun.
Everything she says, everything he's saying sometimes, and the really bad kid acting is funny. It's more in episode 2, but she's fine in the first episode. A couple times I'm like, this doesn't sound like a kid talking. This sounds like an adult writing for a kid.
But that's kind of the point, though, for her, because she was, Leia's just I adored little Leia. I thought she was fantastic.
I'm not trying to say anything about her. It's like, this kid acting's kind of not like off. Like everyone's acting, the direction in this is weird, but I like it. It's goofy.
You want it really quick? Can I just mention one thing? I can't take credit for this because I saw it on another YouTube channel. But
Dickey stealing.
I'm not. Yeah, well, I'm just. They use this term, and I like to use it now. At the end of the day, Star Wars is made for kids.
Mm-hmm.
I love it dearly, but I'm not.
Kids are stupid. We were all stupid kids.
Hashtag stupid Star Wars.
It is. I admit I was a stupid kid. Now I'm just a stupid adult.
Just a touch too demeaning. I see your point.
It's
absolutely.
dumb. It's dumb.
Dumb fun.
It's stupid, dumb fun.
Yeah, I see your point. I absolutely see your point.
This universe is ridiculous. It is stupid. It is. It took me 27 years of my life before I realized, like, this whole franchise is really stupid, and I love that.
Okay, let's do this.
I keep
let's play
saying
this game.
the word.
What is one of your favorite moments in Star Wars?
Dear God. One of, oh my God, there's so many. Honestly, probably one of the best ones I thought was, it's going to be cliche, but it's...
Well, I mean, that's how it works with best moments.
Yeah. It's honestly probably the lightsaber fight between him and Vader in episode 6.
Luke and Vader?
You gotta
sorry, yes. Luke and Vader, episode 6. That, even as episode 5 is my favorite, that moment stands out.
Would you define that as stupid and why?
I wouldn't say everything in it is stupid. I'm calling the universe stupid.
So what we're talking about here is everything related to the prequels is stupid.
There's dumb stuff in the original too. The point I'm trying to make is not every single thing is stupid. There's plenty of great things, plenty of things that made me almost cry.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
But there's also a lot of bullcrap.
But it's 1970s sci-fi.
Yeah, I'm just saying the whole thing, this is coming from a big fan who's always been a big fan since he's a kid. It's just, it's really dumb.
Same thing with
Star Trek. And I love it for that, because it takes itself so seriously.
Stupid, but it is fun.
Star Trek. So franchises in general tend to be really stupid. They really do. But if they weren't stupid, they'd be boring.
Yes.
Because you can be serious, but at the end of the day, you're going to have everything has something dumb in it.
Especially because you're talking
just about everything. You're
talking about a sci-fi franchise, and so it's not like reading a sci-fi book where it's up to your imagination. There are things that if you try to do them, they're going to look dumb because...
What?
I'm just thinking of like Force Awakens when Han says, "Some moof milker." And my cousin and I have laughed over that for 7 years since we first saw that movie. Like,
and don't forget,
it's when they bring up these terms that a lot of us don't know because we're not that into it. And it's like, Star Wars is stupid. I love it.
You want to know? You want to know what that moment was for me?
What?
Luke drinking the milk in episode 8. Oh. Like I thought that was exactly what you're talking about. That was the perfect wink to the camera saying, "Don't take us seriously. We're having fun."
I think the stupid part of one of these episodes, I think it was the second one, is when people are. I know it's the second episode, but Reva flipping on roof.
About it.
That was
this isn't even a spoiler. It's just Reva flipping on from rooftop to rooftop and doing these unnecessary things and doing parkour.
Because the moment before that, you see Obi-Wan just running, and then she's over here doing whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop,
and like doing a backflip to jump 5 feet in front of her.
But that does speak to the attitude of the Inquisitors versus the attitude of a Jedi.
Yeah, it's just funny. Mm-hmm. Also, the chase scene with Leia is really bad.
Yeah, that's another one.
It's a 10-year-old who already isn't very fast, not running very fast, and all they have is like little twigs in the way, and they can't catch her. I go, there's 3 of you, and you're circling around her, and you can't catch her.
Yeah, no, you're right. That was
really funny. That was really funny.
It was.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be demeaning. It's just how sci-fi is really silly, and people take it way too seriously.
Yeah.
But if you're not taking it seriously enough, then it's pretty grating. Especially the winking I keep bringing up because that's what everyone does now. It's like, oh, they're not willing to get silly. They're just like, oh, we know we're being silly. It's like, stop. Just go for it.
Just have fun. Yeah.
That's what I think. The show I wouldn't call great, and and it's not as serious right now as I would have liked. But I'm having fun.
Also, just the first episode. I think that we're gonna get some very, very emotional moments when we see. I mean, we're gonna see Anakin and Obi-Wan talk at one point. I'm assuming we're gonna get.
Well, I mean, they went through the trouble of bringing Hayden Christensen back.
Exactly.
There is gonna be some interaction.
Exactly, and I think that part. That's gonna, at least if you're a big Star Wars fan, that's gonna hit hard.
Unless you hated the prequels and still hate the prequels.
I hate the prequels, but I'm looking forward to that.
Hey Jake, what did you think of the funny show?
Oh, you want to hear my thoughts now, huh?
Yep.
Oh,
we're working over there.
It's not what I wanted it to be.
Really?
No, I wanted it to be more serious and more introspective, and him dealing with the trauma of. Watching his entire, it's not race, but what is it?
Religion?
Yeah, religion.
Yeah.
But also, I was going to ask you this. When you saw the 10-year later gap, did it kind of throw you for a second? Like, oh, I thought this was going to be like within like a year, like right away to deal.
Yeah,
and when they did that, I go, I'm okay with that. But also, I kind of wanted to see the development of him slowly going from where he is at the end of Sith.
We could have done that with a montage, though, too.
But
we could have, instead of doing the montage in his dream,
which is really funny,
we could have just done a montage of that. But
that's fair. That's fair.
I did enjoy it. It's just not what I wanted it to be.
Interesting. That's fair. That is totally fair.
It's like Jared said. It's fun. It's fine. It's funny. I have not finished Clone Wars or Rebels.
And he hasn't started Bad Batch. Have you finished Bad Batch?
Finished. I should sit myself down and watch it.
Or anything like that. So my only exposure to the Inquisitors is Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh, okay.
And the Lego game.
Oh,
they're not in there.
I don't think. I haven't came
across
they're not in
there yet. And some of the extended universe. Very little of it.
I was going to say yes. Just I could see that. Yes.
I thought the third sister. I thought her acting was just too. I know it's supposed to be accentuated because she's a Sith, and they're all about power and look at me, I'm over you. But it just similar to how I felt about Anakin in Episode 2 and Episode 3. It's too much. Like
when everything else is dark and serious around them.
Yeah, that's fair. So real quick, I want to ask you a question because you mentioned that. From them showing the scene at the academy, that was like the very first scene that we saw.
That's one thing I wanted to touch on too.
Okay,
so that was the perfect way to set the tone for that show.
Yeah,
and then for them to just not be that serious is kind of weird. However. Fair. Oh, no, I'll talk about this in the next episode that we cover.
Okay, well, because on top about the academy, this is where I was wondering. So, I think Reva was a Jedi in there, and that's why she's upset.
I think one or more of them is an Inquisitor.
Right.
Definitely. There's no use in showing that.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, why would they show that scene
because you can set a tone
so many different ways.
Well, you could set a tone without having to show 5 or 6 of them. So
yeah,
there's a reason.
But you agree with that?
You look dead.
Yes.
Jared, do you agree with that? Do you think she's a old Jedi that just?
I mean, she's 100% an old Jedi. It's just was she one of those 5 in that scene?
And that's what so.
We're gonna go back to that scene.
I could be dead wrong.
We're gonna go back to it
with this theory.
I
think.
We're going to get something with Hayden Christensen where it's actually like him in the midst of doing that.
We're going to go to...
Are we going to see
too many?
Yeah. Yes, this time let's show him cutting them kids down.
No, for real. We're gonna go back to that scene, and it's gonna happen.
God, that scares me.
But that's how we picked him out.
I know. That's true. Which, okay, really quick. You're obviously caught up in Mandalorian now, right?
Yes.
Did either of you expect to see Grogu when they showed the Academy?
No.
Did they think no? And in the back of my mind, I thought, oh my God, they might tie this in and show Grogu. Because we saw in Mandalorian Season 2 that he was there. We saw them coming after him. So I thought there was a chance, especially if we keep, like you were saying, if they keep going back to that scene, they could show him. And that would be a perfect way, a very slight way to tie everything in together.
I think that would be too much for a first episode, for the first 30 seconds of a show.
That's fair.
I think it would be too much.
Do you think if
we're talking like episode 4, episode 5, maybe, but
I don't know. I
think it would be. I think it would not come off as well as it sounds.
I mean, I could see, because like there's the argument that
it would have to be like, it would have to be something like he is in the background and you can't see him, because the moment the general populace is going to see him right now, it's going to be and that's all they're going to give a crap about.
Right, you can't do that because it's not his show anymore.
Yep.
So I think you're right. If they did it, it would have to be like an Easter egg kind of thing. They would have to just sneak it in there.
Completely unrelated. Did you see Jon Favreau brought the Grogu puppet to the panel?
No.
For Star Wars Celebration.
I did not.
Day?
That's awesome.
They literally sat it up there and had someone like making it react to people.
Yes.
It was cute.
That's great. That would be great.
That's right, Jared. Cute.
Mm-hmm. Very cute. Yeah.
Furthermore, my thoughts beyond the meat beast or the bread beast.
Hashtag bread beast.
Is that one of your negatives?
Let's
too?
get it trending.
No, I don't have a whole lot of like negatives, except I do think it was a risk to have a child actor, because they can be so unpredictable.
Kid performances are hit and miss.
I mean, they absolutely
are. I think they lucked out with this one being more bearable than most. Like I didn't like, I knew that it was Leia when they first showed it, because obviously it's Alderaan.
I know. I love seeing early.
Nice
Alderaan.
to see it. Yeah.
But
it was cool.
At the same time, and then it's like, oh, that's all gonna be gone in a couple of years.
Yeah, it's like, hey, this planet's beautiful. I wonder what happens.
This is another complete aside to it, but that's like in Lego Star Wars. There's one of the NPCs that you walk up to and he's like, "It's getting to be rubbish here. I'm gonna move to Alderaan." I snapped a picture of it. I sent it to my friend. I was like, "Someone should tell him."
Oh my God. Okay, another side note on your side note. That game is fantastic.
Yes,
it's so good. But
yes,
yeah, and I know, especially as child actors, that's going to be a very hit or miss just for each person as well. But I really, really enjoyed. She just seems like a firecracker, like we know Leia to be, and very similar to Padme in that she's just spunky, sassy, and I loved it. I genuinely ate it up, and that's where I thought, again, going back to her and Obi-Wan, everything between them too. Her be like, "Why should I trust you?" Why, like all that made sense.
Again, second episode.
Yeah.
You don't shake your head at him. Don't shake your head at him.
I'm going to shake whatever I want.
At the same time. Yes. Those are my thoughts.
I thought it was awkward at first. I didn't like it at first. I gotta tell you, I didn't like it at first. Other than that, I really don't have any. That first episode was pretty good. Like, it was interesting.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, I see. So we definitely.
And to answer your question, you asked me why she's a princess.
Yeah, I was confused.
It's because
I can't remember how it works.
Her adopted mother is the queen, and her adopted father is the senator.
Okay.
Yes.
That makes sense. Yeah.
All right.
And we also have Benny Safdie.
I know!
I saw him. That looks like Benny Safdie. It is Benny Safdie.
I saw him.
He's dead.
Is that? I forgot. Oh, he is dead.
Yeah, he did not have a good time.
No. Don't leave me hanging, Jared. Oh, that's good. That was good.
That's the name of one of his and his brother's movies, and it's very good. You should watch it if you like people yelling over each other for 2 hours.
Have you heard my review of Uncut Gems?
No,
the hour that I watched of it.
Oh boy,
we're not getting into that now. Any other thoughts?
I think we did a great job covering
that. Thus concludes the inaugural episode of Hashtag We're Hip.
Hashtag We're Hip. Hashtag follow us. Hashtag we're awesome.
And to switch things up.
Make him stop.
we're going to have Jake do the social shout out.
Oh boy.
Jake, give us the hashtag socials.
The hashtag social.
Hashtag
I'm out of
social.
here. I'm done.
Where can they find us, Jake?
Hold on.
He's got a
That is a Jersey Mike's napkin.
Hashtag not sponsored, but I got my script here. I can't hardly read it without my glasses. Let me see. Socials. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Insta, TikTok, which I hear.
It's funny.
Yes! Yes! It's funny, Dickey. Don't you agree?
We just hit over 600 followers. Keep us going.
We got a big following now. If you want to listen to us, you can go to Apple. I assume that's Apple Podcasts. Give us a rating. Also on Spotify, Stitcher, Google, and right here on YouTube.
Yes, like and subscribe and ring that bell, right? Ring the bell, is that still a thing?
Oh, yeah, that is still a thing. And if you're not getting notified when we post new stuff, turn it off and then turn it back on, because apparently that's a thing. I don't know.
That's very true.
Well, on that note, we'll see you next week for episode 2 of Kenobi. I'm just going to call it Kenobi.
You should just call it Kenobi.
Yeah.
I honestly thought that's what the name was.
Yeah, that's what everyone thought it
Until
was.
I saw the...
Obi-Wan Kenobi. That's out of sand. Okay.
Hashtag sad.
Yeah.
Hashtag
Well,
sad.
anyway, we'll see you at episode 2 next week. Goodbye, everyone.
Hashtag see you later.